My name is Kassandra Gordon, and this is the Black Creative Handbook podcast. You know me, I know you. Thanks for watching, or thanks for listening if you're listening on just audio devices. So today we're going to talk about the art of pivoting. And you might hear it, especially in the entrepreneurial sphere. So you're asking me, Kassandra, what is a pivot? A pivot is when you usually change the course of direction or a strategy in your business or your creative practice. So let me tell you how it's very important, especially as a Black creative, to pivot in these streets, because these streets are not always paved with gold, and you might have a plan. You might see your other counterparts have a plan like, well, they just did this, and they got here. But knowing that there's some nuances and there's some barriers to get where you need to go, because not everything is equitable, if I can say that word, or there's lots of equality in occupying or being in certain spaces. It's just very important to have that flexibility and know when to pivot and not pivot too late in your business or creative practices. So as a jeweler, or even for this podcast, I've had to pivot a lot. And it pained me, but it just has to be done. It just has to be done. Right? So I am going to go through 3 different things which will help you to think about pivoting, because I just want you all to get ready for 2022. All of the 2s, the double 2s. Number 1, do not panic or be hard on yourself. I repeat that again. Do not panic or to be hard on yourself. I have done this a lot of time when thinking about pivoting. So let me talk you through my jewelry journey. So when I started jewelry, X amount of years ago, I started as a beader. So I did a lot of beading jewelry. And then I used to go to the markets, and when I was thinking, even though people like beads, it wasn't feeling I was getting the traction. And then I did creatively perspex jewelry. So plastic, perspex and wood jewelry, and I was going to markets, I was testing it out, talking to different people, sending them different stores, and it just took time. It wasn't the same. So what I did, I have to invest in myself, and then I went to a silversmithing course in a college, and then I started to do my diplomas in jewelry manufacturing and design. And when I started to work in precious metals, that's when the traction came, and the stockist, the money, all that kind of stuff. So I had the vision that I want to be the jeweler. But it's the plan of how to get there. And that leads me on to my second point about vision. And you probably heard me in other creative solo episodes talking about vision. So the vision is like, where are you going? Where do you want to be? So I think I've used this example before. Like, if you say you want to go to France, so I live in the UK, you want to go to France, how are you going to get there? You're going to go by train? You're going to go by plane? You're going to swim? Pigeon? How are you going to get there? So the plan, which can change, is like the methods and the tactics to get there. But the main ultimate aim, the goal, is the vision. So as a jeweler, I've been pivoting all the time. So now I've done lots of gold vermeil or gold plated jewelry. I'm like, bro, I'm going into 18 karat. I still think I'm going to still have my diffusion or my essential range where people can still have some affordability. But my main thing is really going into 18 karat and using lots of more gemstones and, venturing there, which is a lot of investment and time. But that's where I want to be. I want to be fine jeweler, the best of the best. And it's really hard because I'm looking at some samples, I'm looking at some stock, I'm like, I just have all this stock. Well, I just have to use it as a sunk cost. I'm like, okay, I've made my thing now, so it is what it is. It's just got to fail fast, and you've got to learn, you've got to be agile. Think about a pilot. And I'm just saying Jamaica because think of the last places I've been on a plane before COVID and stuff. So going to Jamaica, the pilot's like, going to Jamaica, la, 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 la. And then something might happen in the clouds, God forbid, and he has to steer off course a little bit. But he has that vision. He knows going to Jamaica, he has to like get back and just carry on going. So that's how I see my life. The goal is Jamaica. The goal is like being a very successful jeweler or artist creative, and just being very agile with the flexibility of the plan of how I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Don't you worry. I'm getting there. See at the finishing line, but it's just maneuvering the best way you can. I don't feel any shame with that. The third thing is to really align, I don't say purpose, but your customers or your target audience when you're pivoting. So an example is with your audience or target audience, you might think, okay, they are 20 to 20, okay, make it up, Gen Z or later millennials, like they're 23 to 26. They are Black, they live in New York, they're very fashion focused or fashion forward, avant-garde. They're like, I'm making it up, Americans, if you're listening, and they're like Whole Foods, they're like Target. I'm trying to think of all the American like kind of stores which people go to. And you're just like, okay, this is the method. The vision stays the same, but the methods of me getting there, the tactics getting there. So does it align with my customer base? Am I going to bring new customers or the target audience with me? If you like create, how can I bring them along with me in this new direction? So it's just not feels like another brand or it feels like another thing. So it's very important, like how you frame your pivoting to bring your customers or target audience along. So for instance, last year it was a big pivot for me about how my jewelry is going to look. So I think I don't have it on, but this is my switch pendant, which framing it, doing a lot of storytelling, looking at the narrative, and like, look guys, I'm changing the way how, don't be shocked the way how you see my jewelry, yeah. Priming people, this is how it's going to be from now on. It's going to be more bold, it's going to be more sculptural, and it's just taking a year of transition, and also lots of consistency to let people know that this is the direction I'm going in and look for more. So I hope that helps, those three things, like not to be hard on yourself, because you might have spent a lot of money, you might have put a lot of investment, but you don't want to, how do I say it, like if you're having a map and in the sat nav and you're on the motorway and you kind of missed your exit and you keep on going, but I'm in this direction anyway. You have to turn back and find that exit to get off. I'm not just going to go straight blindly. Oh yeah, I'm on this road now and I can't bother to turn back or do like a circle round to get off that exit. It's a waste of time. No, cut your losses, accept it as a learning experience and move on. Don't be hard on yourself, it happened. Fail fast, agile way. So the second thing, what I said earlier is, making sure you got your vision, make sure it's strong. You know who you are. That's your foundations. And then the third bit, what I talked about, is about the alignment with your customers and target audience, making sure that you're not alienating them with your new pivots or your new strategies. Make sure it's all intact, that alignment work, and be very consistent of framing your narrative about why you're pivoting and how you're pivoting is very important. So I hope that helps, because it's a very reflective time of year to help you in 2022. And I just want everyone to be super successful and be part of this great community. And I'm looking forward, for next year, I'm going to pivot again. I want to do some in-person events and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. Okay. All right then. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.